So we're gonna do this complex fraction problem right here on the bottom. And so we're gonna start by looking at this differently. So what do you see? Do you see any space here? What do you see?
I see some spaces.
Okay, you see some spaces, but what we're talking about space in mathematics. Parentheses. Do you see any parentheses here?
No.
No, but is that there a parenthesis here?
What?
Do you see any parentheses? I see a parenthesis. I see two parentheses.
Okay, let's see.
What? Yes.
It's a fraction.
It's a fraction, so where's the parenthesis located at? In the middle here, like this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
the fraction line.
The fraction line? Okay. What else? Yes.
Top and bottom.
Top and bottom. Okay. Here's the things that you have to see is actually on the top, on the bottom. Even I give you a fancy calculator there, TI-84, if you can type in out a fraction, they're not going to give you a right value until you put in a parenthesis there. Because they don't know the order operation if they don't have parentheses. So the parentheses over there is invisible. There was always a parenthesis on numerator, there's always a parenthesis on denominator. Are we okay? Okay. So you don't write it down, you think you got this? Okay, or you're trying to be like Kevin Durant, carry a book bag, go to press conference. I'm sure you're not that good. So, okay, so now it's gonna look at this. You said, okay, well, not just take care of the top part. The top part is basically, this is order operation you told me do the top and bottom simultaneous. I'm gonna do it exactly at the same time, but I'm gonna treat it like there's no bottom here, right now. So do you know how to subtract this number to this number?
Yeah.
How?
You have to make sure the denominator, the denominator is the same.
Okay, same denominator, but before that, can you subtract? If they have the same denominator, let's say that this is a 2, can they subtract?
You have to make it an improper fraction.
Thank you. You have to make the improper fraction. Mixed number will not work for addition and subtraction. Mixed number is only gonna work if they are improper fractions. Okay, you have to convert to improper fraction. Are we okay? So then therefore, what do I have? I'm gonna have here, I'm gonna have this one is gonna be, how do I change the improper fraction? So this is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 1, 9, so it's 9. Minus, what is it? 7? 52.
52.
Good, so you guys are getting better? All over 5, and then what?
11.
Minus,
17.
perfect. So we still have fraction, we still have that parenthesis because numerator and denominator is a parenthesis right here. So there was a parenthesis over on the parenthesis. Then you say, okay, the order operation still told you to do this 2 together, this 2 together. Now somebody says you need a common denominator. What is common denominator between 2 and 7?
14.
14. So what do you have to make this 2? So I'm going to leave some space here. So I'm going to leave some space here. So 14. So what do I have to convert this to?
Multiply by 2.
Multiply by 2 is good, but it's not good enough because you cannot multiply by 2 on something. For example, can I say I have $100 and just multiply by 2? I cannot multiply by 2. $100 is $100. You cannot just multiply by 2. Otherwise, we'll be rich. I wish I could multiply by 2. I wish I could multiply by 1,000. Why should I multiply by 2? No, but the truth that in real life, you cannot multiply by 2. You have to multiply some number. It's not going to change. But they are the same. So you have to multiply that same idea, but we not 2, but what?
You have to multiply the top and bottom.
2 over 2. And this one you need to multiply by what?
7.
There you go. Okay? Am I going too fast? Okay, so I'm going to multiply this by what?
7 over 7.
And this multiplied by what? and you look like this, this is just very ugly. It gets to a point that it's very, very ugly, but it's gonna clean up soon. So now we're gonna solve it. On the bottom now it has a 14 now. So now you have the same denominator, and this one is 7 times 9 is 63 minus 104 all over 14 all over what? 77 minus 35 minus the 85 over 35. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's doable. So now you have a same denominator. Can you subtract the numerator now? Yeah. So that's gonna give you, what is it? 63 minus 104? 41, good. So it's gonna be, it's a positive 41 or negative 41?
Negative.
Negative 41 because the negative is bigger, right? And this one is 77 divided by 85, so what's gonna be? Negative 8 over 35. Question about this part. Now you say, well, this is still ugly, but it's not as ugly as before. It's just a fraction of a fraction. You say, okay, what do I do now? Is that my answer? No, that's not your answer, so what do you do? So let's look at 4th grade math. Let's go back to the 4th grade math. 4th grade math says this. 3 divided by 5 can be rewrite as what? 3/5. Right? So what if I told you is looking like this? So I say 1 over 2 divided by 3 over 4. So is this divided by this? Can you write it this way?
Yeah.
Not decimals. Or can I just rewrite it in terms of this way, division sign? Right? So can we change this to the way we want to change to? Negative 41 over 14, right? Am I okay? This is a fraction on the top.
Yeah.
Divided by this fraction on the bottom. So it's going to be negative 8 over 35. Almost there. Okay, so now you can say negative 41 over 14 divided by negative 8 over 35. And what do you do when it's division of fraction?
You find the reciprocal of the second method, right?
Not reciprocal, well it is. What, keep, change, flip, right? So keep, change, flip is going to be negative 41 over 14 times by 35 over negative 8.
Weren't you supposed to flip the 14 to 41?
No, you weren't. Just keep changing.
Keep, change, flip. Keep, change, flip. Now what do you do next?
You multiply.
Multiply what? Across. What do you across? Across this way or across this way? Horizontally, right? Horizontally. Now, your life will be miserable if you multiply horizontally, because 41 times 35 is a huge number. I don't even know that number. What are you supposed to know? So let's think about it. Is any alternative? Alternative here is look at if they have a common factor. A numerator and denominator, they can be simplified either one from numerator, one from denominator, or could be on the other side. So you can simplify it this way, or you can simplify it this way. Are you following me?
Yeah.
So then let's look at it. 41 and 14, they don't have a common factor. 41 is a called prime number. There's nobody else can divide with 41. It's only 41 can divide by 41. But 35 and 14 can. So they can both divide by which number? 7. So if they both divided by 7, I'm going to write it very small. I'm going to divide it by 7 here, divided by 7 here. So what does that make to? It's negative 41 over 2 times what? 5 over what? Negative 8, right? My answer is gonna be, now you multiply across, number smaller to deal with, so it'll be negative 16 over negative 205.
Good
That would be
afternoon,
your
Cypress
answer.
Creek. This is a final all call for all students who have a damaged